Empty room. The diner smelled like burnt coffee and grease, the kind of scent that clung to your clothes long after you left. Ezra didn't mind. He liked the hum of the kitchen, the sizzle of burgers on the grill, the distant chatter of late-night regulars. It filled the quiet. He wiped down the counter for the third time that hour, glancing at the clock. 2:14 a.m., his shift dragged on like always, and his feet ached from standing. But the ache wasn't what weighed him down. His guitar case leaned against the wall by the register. He hadn't touched it in weeks. Earthed at Ezra, Damie called from the kitchen window, her curly hair frizzing from the heat. "You look like a ghost." "Just tired," he muttered, rubbing his eyes. She snorted. "You've been tired for 3 years. What happened to those gigs you were playing?" Ezra shrugged, tossing the rag over his shoulder. "Stopped getting calls." Damie leaned on the window ledge, resting her chin in her hand. "You gave up." He hated that word. He wasn't a quitter. He'd played every dive bar, every open mic, every basement venue he could find. But every door seemed to slam shut, and after a while, rejection piled up like bricks, too heavy to carry. "Maybe I'm just not good enough," he admitted, voice low. Damie clicked her tongue. "If you weren't good, you wouldn't be whining about it. You'd have moved on. But you're still here, staring at that guitar like it owes you money." Ezra laughed, a hollow sound. "What am I supposed to do? Play to an empty diner?" Damie wiped her hands on her apron and disappeared into the back. A minute later, she returned with an old radio speaker, the cord frayed and held together with electrical tape. She plugged it in, dragged a stool to the corner, and patted the seat. "Stage is yours," she said. Ezra stared at her. "You can't be serious." "I'm dead serious." She grabbed a ketchup bottle and held it up like a microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Damie's Late Night Diner. Performing live, the one and only Ezra Reyes." One of the regulars clapped lazily, half asleep in his booth. "Unbelievable," Ezra muttered, but he grabbed the guitar anyway. The strings buzzed under his fingers, stiff from neglect, but the sound settled something restless inside him. He played. At first he sang quietly, voice rasping like it might break, but as the chords flowed, his chest loosened. The diner's hum faded, and it was just him and the music, raw, imperfect, but real. He finished, breathless, and set the guitar down. "Still sucks," he said, rubbing the back of his neck. Damie shook her head. "Then suck louder." Ezra chuckled, but something shifted. The next night he played again, and the next, and soon people started hanging around after midnight, curious strangers drawn in by music drifting through the city streets. Weeks turned into months. One night, a guy in a suit slipped him a card. Talent scout. A year later, Ezra played his first sold-out show in a packed venue, city lights flickering through the windows. He stood on stage, guitar strapped to his chest, heart pounding as the crowd screamed his name. Back in the green room, his phone buzzed. A text from Damie. "Told you to suck louder." Ezra grinned, wiping sweat from his face. Maybe success wasn't about luck or timing. Maybe it was about playing through the empty rooms until someone finally listened. Ending line. Dreams don't die when no one hears them. They die when you stop playing.